What we've done this morning is look at the evolution of the way in which the hotel hospitality industry is developing new flexibilities, new options in the way hotels are operated, they're managed. And clearly there are now a number of ways, new ways, or relatively new for this region, in which hotels and hospitality can be operated and managed. And it's been great to drill down and look at the advantages, the challenges facing each of those models. But now I want to lift our eyes to a somewhat different horizon, because as we've heard throughout the 2 days that I've been moderating here, it's challenging. The environment here is challenging. Margins are being squeezed, and this business is undergoing relatively tough times in this region. But there is one part of the Mideast region which has an amazing vision for its future, a vision of massive expansion in terms of hotels, not hospitality. We've talked about it several times, but we're now going to talk about it in some detail, because the region I'm talking about is Saudi Arabia, and in particular, the Red Sea coast of Saudi Arabia. So right now, we're going to meet a gentleman who is absolutely at the center of the vision, of the plan. Please give a very warm welcome to Marc Dardenne. He is the Chief Operating Officer of Amaala, one of the huge visionary projects on the Red Sea coast. So, Marc, come and join me on the stage. Great to see you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Do take a seat.
Thank you.
Before we begin the conversation with Marc, I think all of us would really enjoy just seeing a little bit of the vision that Amaala has. So without further ado, we've got a few minutes of extraordinary video to show you, which gives a sense of the scale of the ambition. So with me, watch this.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia has been blessed with a rich abundance of natural resources, amongst which is the Prince Mohammed bin Salman Reserve, offering a unique, diversified and pristine environment. Within this natural splendor, we are honored to now create a new destination, one that will become the most established wellness community in the world, featuring renowned medical and integrative wellness institutes, including a wide range of leading global wellness practitioners. This new landmark will open up an entirely new health and wellness sector in the Middle East, with the kingdom as host to this ultra-premium experience. To express its focus on wellness, the project will be named Amaala, reflecting the Arabic for hope and the ancient Sanskrit translation for purity. In creating a world-leading wellness destination, Amaala will contribute to the diversification of the kingdom's economy, create new jobs for our citizens, pioneer world standards in sustainability and environmental conservation, and attract an elite global community. Amaala's unique location features a year-round temperate climate and a rare natural ecosystem, resulting in the perfect destination both for wellness and for some of the world's best experiences in diving, yachting, and sport-related activities. Amaala will offer a range of unique experiences across 3 resorts. Triple Bay, set against a backdrop of imposing mountains and sparkling seas, whilst running alongside a coastline of beautiful coves, this seascape will offer one of the world's most exclusive wellness retreats, supported by world-class luxury resorts, recreational activities, a sports performance academy, and active sports club facilities, including equestrian, polo, falconry, camel racing, golf, and tennis. The island shall become one of the world's most exclusive enclaves, offering richly designed Arabic botanical gardens, showcasing masterworks of art and sculpture, and breathtaking landscapes surrounding elegant private villas, anchored by an artist's village of working studios, artisan shops, exhibit and performance facilities. The village shall host an active arts community, supported by uber-luxury beachfront resorts and marinas, transforming the island into a stunning sea treasure. Coastal Development Area, playing host to a dynamic program of exciting events from the global arts and cultural calendar. This coastline will be a gathering place for a community of influencers and connoisseurs, featuring a contemporary arts museum and culture district, to become the epicenter of the arts in the Middle East. Amaala shall become one of the most unique destinations in the world, and will place the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia at the forefront of the international luxury tourism market, delivering premier experiences in wellness and the arts. This achievement will be a gift from Saudi Arabia to the entire world.
Wow. Well, thank God for CGI. 'Cause,
Yes.
You know, you watch that and you think it's already been built, but of course it hasn't. So let's talk a little bit about where the project is at right now. If I were to go to that coastal area today, what would I see?
You know, when you look at the project, we started just about a year ago. So Amaala was launched last year. We are already in approved master plan stage. We're moving very, very quickly. Within a year, we have already appointed all the major architects. We're going into enabling work. So things are happening very, very rapidly, and we're looking at already welcoming our first guests for some hospitality offerings in 2020.
Well, I saw
it's
that,
moving quickly.
Yes, that video said that the target date for the unrolling of the first phase is 2020.
It's really the first experiences that we're offering. You know,
right.
yeah.
So there's going to be stuff built. There's going to be an actual destination for the first visitors in 2020. Now we're already in 2019, so this is an extraordinary, quick project to turn into reality for that first phase.
Yep.
Are you going to make it? Is my basic question.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, I always look at the future, and I see the support of the government, the support of the tourism department, the vision, really, the 2030 vision, and really how we have fast-tracked the project already in 1 year, and where we're standing in 1 year, and the commitment of obviously PIF, who is behind us, to really create this incredible destination.
Yeah. Now, here we are at AHIC, so there are a lot of people in this room involved in hotel and hospitality from different points of view. Many of them are going to be fascinated by this project. They're going to be thinking, I wonder if I can get a piece of this pie, particularly because the environment in other parts of the Middle East, as we've discussed, is quite challenging. But here you sit with this pile of money, a commitment from the Saudi government to make this work. So what kind of contracts have you already signed, and what kind of business are you looking to do?
Look, you know, I've been in the region for the last 16 years, and I've seen some incredible developments. I was part of the Dubai boom,
I'll tell you what, Marc, just move your mic a little closer so everybody can hear you properly.
Sure. So, you know, why did I choose to go to Saudi Arabia? Just because of that, because it's a new opportunity to create something incredible from scratch, really. And what's specifically so interesting is really opening tourism to a country. Saudi Arabia had no international tourism except religious tourism. And the whole country is opening up, and it's amazing to see what is going through the changes. Like, I've been going to Saudi every week, really, for the last 6 months. And I remember going to the airport in Riyadh 10 years ago. It was the worst experience in the world, you know, because you had to wait, it was unfriendly, and so on.
And that's after you got a visa, and getting a visa from so many countries.
Getting a visa and so on, you know. So I don't know, I mean, I'm sure in the crowd a lot of people have gone to Riyadh recently. It's the best experience ever. You know, you wait 3 minutes, very friendly, Saudi national, bring you through, invite you. So it's an incredible change. You know, international events have taken place over the last couple of months. There was a Formula One event, electric one, with concerts which was unconceivable a few years ago or even months ago.
Granted, all of that is true. We have seen change on the ground, but if you're talking about things we've seen over the last few months, I think we have to be honest and say that one of the things we've seen over the last few months is the fallout from those terrible events in Istanbul. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody in this room knows what I'm talking about. And that has had a major impact on Saudi's international reputation. Here we had this young leader, Mohammed bin Salman, MBS, who was telling the world that he was delivering real change to Saudi Arabia, and then we have this incident and the fallout which raises very grave questions about how real is the change, how real is the commitment to a new Saudi Arabia. How has that affected Amaala's plans and your schedule and your overall feeling about the viability of this project?
You know, I think my business is to be in the tourism business, in the hotel business, and that's where I focus on. So really when I get the feedback on the project, incredibly positive. We're talking to, you know, most of the major brands to come and join us. High interest. We obviously, the whole project is funded by PIF, but we're looking at potential investors to come and join us. We're talking about infrastructure investment.
Have those conversations become more difficult in the last few months?
I think it has been very, very positive. We're about to sign a couple of management agreements with some top brands, you know, world-class brands. We're developing our own brand also, obviously. We're talking to investors, local investors, international investors, for infrastructure investment, for asset investments, and so on. So, you know, I think the feedback has been extremely positive. We have done some, obviously, deep research on the perception of Saudi Arabia, and lots of positive feedback from certain markets, clearly. And
which markets do you feel instinctively are going to be strongest for you? Are you looking to the United States, to Europe, or are you looking to Asia, particularly China, to Russia? Where are you looking?
So, good question. So we have, obviously, the title is also how to create an ultra-luxury destination from scratch. And I say lots of data, lots of research. We had 2 strategy companies work together on the positioning and the differentiation of the development. 6 months, lots of discussion, you know, focus groups and so on. And really looked at the key markets also. You know, what are going to be our key markets? And clearly the mandate is to develop Amaala as an international ultra-luxury tourist destination. This is the positioning. This is the white space in the market. That's how we're going to differentiate ourselves. When we look at markets, clearly Saudi, GCC is a key market. And Saudi is obviously to keep the tourist dollar in the country. When you look at Dubai, you know, we benefited incredibly from Saudi visitors. So Saudi is still going to be one of the major markets, but we're looking clearly at countries like India, China. We all love China, Russia, Europe. Countries a little bit further like South America and the US will come a little bit later, I think, and will be really more in the ultra-luxury experiential market.
Right. You keep talking about ultra-luxury and the grand ambition for the experience you can offer. Again, you rather neatly dodged my question about reputational issues that have been raised over the last few months, but I need to come back to this notion of what Saudi Arabia is and the message it's sending to the world. Leave aside the politics, but just in terms of the culture, if you want it to be a destination where people come, and you're talking about everything from sports excellence to yachting to arts, you want to be an arts leader in the region, you want to be a wellness center. But frankly, one thing that a lot of these luxury travelers are going to want is in the evening to be able to kick back and relax with a drink in their hand. we know that here in UAE, that's not a problem. You can do that. Will you be in Saudi Arabia able to do that? What are you telling people about the culture they will be coming to? Are you working with the Saudis to take openness beyond women being able to drive to tourists being able to drink, for example?
Look, again, back to the last 6 months of the changes that I've seen, social norms are relaxing, you know. A couple of, let's say last year, you couldn't imagine a concert where young people, male and female, would be together listening to a live DJ or live music. You know, I'll go out at night in Riyadh and I'm in a restaurant, Zuma type, music, ladies sit, some are covered, some are not covered. And this is incredible, this has not been before. So time will change and we will move with the social norms of the country. And this is the plan, and clearly to open up the international tourism.
I suppose what I'm asking is, do you envisage that Amaala, for example, could have rules and cultural norms which are somewhat differentiated from the rest of the country?
I think we have to respect the social norms of the country and we'll move on with the social norms, you know. So clearly we are part of Saudi Arabia, very proud to be Saudi Arabia. When I talk to a lot of these luxury travelers, there's really you know, an interest to find out about Saudi Arabia. Honestly, I've been 16 years in the country here, I mean in Dubai, in the region. You showed me that picture of this bay, I couldn't have told you that it's Saudi Arabia. I went recently to Alula, it's breathtaking, and it's undiscovered. It's incredible, the landscapes and the cultural heritage of the country, which are completely unknown by anybody.
How can we be sure you won't ruin it?
Sustainability is that the highest mandate directly from the top of the country. It's not only sustainability, so being carbon zero. You know, we're looking, for example, at the coral preservation. But we don't want to only preserve, we want to enhance, you know, so we're working with some incredible focus groups and on creating a marine institute to really look at the corals, develop the corals and enhance the corals and even have a, you know, a client adopt the coral program, etc. You know, so the development is in a natural reserve, the MBS reserve. So this is an additional pressure on us to really preserve the natural beauty of the country, and clearly the travelers nowadays put sustainability at the highest point of their agenda.
If you're calling it the MBS Reserve, I can tell you there is a lot of pressure on you to get it right.
Yeah,
that's
correct.
Sure.
Yeah.
A final question, because we're almost out of time.
Sure.
I, a couple of years ago, went for the BBC to see another of these visionary projects. They called it the King Abdullah Economic City, or CAKE for short. And I was told, Stephen, within a couple of years, this is going to be the biggest port in the region. It's going to have a huge residential population of hundreds of thousands of people. It's going to be a major new city next to Jeddah on the Red Sea coast. And frankly, if you go there today, a lot of those dreams are still dreams. They're not reality. And frankly, some of the dreams might never come true. How can we be sure, and particularly the investors and the hotels who might be interested in working with you, how can we be sure that your dream is going to come true and not remain on the drawing board and the CGI vision?
Sure. I mean, for me, you know, number one, I'm a very positive person, right? So I always see the glass.
But you've got to be a realist as well as
wait, I'm coming to the second point. The second point is when I see the commitment to our project, right? So we started a year ago, master plan approved. We have currently 100 colleagues on board. We're moving up to 250 by the end of the year. And it's not a question of quantity of people having in an office that will deliver this project. We are talking to the most renowned international architects, you know, HKS here in the room, Denniston out of Kuala Lumpur, the best of the best. We're talking about the curators who have curated the Louvre in Abu Dhabi, the museum in Bilbao. This is the kind of people we're talking to create and deliver on this incredible project. So when you look at the commitment to that, I believe that we will pull through. The resources, you know, are there, and the will is there, you know. So as long as I see that this is there, I'm committed to give all my support, and I will welcome you in 2020. Bring your swimsuit.
Great. I'll hold you to that. It is a fascinating project. I mean, within this region, one of the most dynamic plans, one of the most ambitious plans for the future. So I think all of us will be keeping very close tabs on it. Good luck with it.
Great.
And Marc,
thank you, Stephen.
Marc Dardenne, thank you so much for joining me.